Hello, I am Jason Devich, one of the Operations Section Chiefs with the Alaska Black Incident Management Team, here to provide you with an operational update of the Haystack Fire for June 27, 2021. This fire is approximately 18 miles north of Fairbanks, Alaska. So going around the map here, the east side here is the Steese Highway. To the south, approximately 18 miles, is Fairbanks, Alaska. To the west is the Elliott Highway corridor. Today we have this fire's 927 acres. It is up 3 from previous reporting based on better mapping efforts. The fire is still 100% contained, and today we have 264 personnel assigned to this fire. One thing to note that's important about this fire and its uniqueness is this is 924 acres, but for the amount of work and the demand and the location, steep terrain, arduous work here, that this fire has 13.25 miles of control line. That's a combination of dozer work, hand crew work with chainsaws, direct line construction using tools we commonly use like Pulaski's to grub out the dirt and where it makes sense for the fuels out there. So that's a real unique thing, and that's why we're still here. We're still working this diligently, is that we have over 13 miles of control line to mop up, grid, and patrol, and make sure all the hot spots are extinguished. So cover some of the successes yesterday. So on the north side, at the end of the day yesterday, we were able to place this in monitor status, which basically means as we have fire personnel or aircraft flying over the hill, kind of a thing, they're going to be just keeping an eye on it. There's been no need or threat or concern where we need to have people actively hiking, monitoring, just working that piece of the fire's edge. So we feel really good about that. Yesterday we had the Midnight Suns and Wainema hotshot crews mop up 100% of all these fingers in here, and again, that's the part of the 13 miles of control line that we need to work every day and make sure there's no hot spots, and if they're found, we extinguish them. And then they also completed a 300-foot what we would call a green grid, walking in the unburnt fuels, looking for any spot fires. And a spot fire is typically a small fire that may be spotted from a burning spruce tree that burnt all the way from the ground to the top of the tree. That's what we call torching. It torched, it can launch an ember. The ember starts a little spot fire on the unburnt side. So they completed this, found no heat, no spots. So we feel really real good about the work that's been done in here. Yesterday we had the Tanana Chiefs Conference crew working in here, extinguishing hot spots. And one thing that we're finding in the firefighters out on the fire are using some new technologies. They're using infrared from a satellite that actually pinpoints with latitude, longitude lines of known heat sources from a satellite. So we have a map out there with a bunch of dots, and through their phones and things like that, we can make a map, and they have basically they can use their phone and walk directly to the hot spot. This technology is amazing. It's actually going to decrease our risk because over time of exposure and duration of people being out here walking in burned out trees and weakened soils and things like that. So it's a really good thing. It's a risk management tool where we can effectively find the known heat, extinguish it, and move on to the next. And then also yesterday we had a UAS, or commonly known as drones, flying the fire's edge, and they also have infrared capabilities to find heat. So when they find something, they get the GPS coordinates, and we can communicate that to the firefighters, and again they can navigate themselves and extinguish the hot spots. So we're really embracing and using technology on this incident, which has been fantastic. Coming around the corner here, we had the Highlands crew working and securing here. They're working 300 feet width off the line, and still this part of the fire is still our critical concern. But everything else, we feel confident in the work ahead. We still have a couple days here to make sure that when we go home, the fire effort goes home, that this fire will be placed in monitor status towards the end of this week. And then also yesterday we had a contingency initial attack group staged along the Elliott Highway for any initial attack response, and they'll be remain at the ready today. So today's plan, again, we're going to continue working this. We're also going to put some effort in here with the hotshot crews. On the top side, the north end, we're basically going to make sure all fire suppression equipment is gone. Yesterday we released 2 hand crews because we feel real comfortable in the work they did and the work ahead with the remaining hand crews we have. So we appreciate the efforts of Upper Tanana and the SRV crew from the lower 48. So today TCC is still going to work in this chunk of ground on the fire. They're going to be working from 150 feet from the fire's edge to hopefully achieve 300 feet and extinguish all hot spots and using that infrared technology and mapping. And we'll continue to do the same here with the Highlands crew. Overall, we feel good. We have a good path forward. We have the right and adequate resources to meet what this fire demands of us at this point in time. Thank you, and we'll be back with you tomorrow.